All right, Shalawam, Makim out there. I want to start off by giving all glory, praise, honor, dominion, and power unto YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. YAHAWAH is the name of the Heavenly Father, in whom the world has ignorantly called Jehovah or Yahweh. And YAHAWASHI is the name of his only begotten Son, in whom the world has ignorantly called Jesus Christ, in whom we do worship. We are the Hebrew Israelites, which consists of you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native American, and Seminole Indians, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad. Greetings, giving double honors unto my apostles, my elders, and my teachers at Great Millstone that rule well and continue to do so. Salutations, peace, and blessings unto the hopeful elect, that house of David. To you brothers out there fighting this good fight of faith, keep it up. And to you sisters doing that which is becoming of women, Shalawam. And to those that are addicted unto this ministry, I say Shalawam. Those one, this is an edifying lesson, a continuation to We Are Businessmen, Business Before Pleasure. The Cold War, Spiritual Buildup, Part 14, the overview. Okay. And in the last two lessons, and I had to do a second part because the recorder stopped. But in the last lesson, before, the recorder stopped, and in the continuation, I went into our women throughout certain times in history that really stood for the nation through the spirit and power of our God. Of fear of him and reverence of him, and by instruction of his men, did extraordinary and great things. Even women that were not of our nation, but the greatness of our God inspired them to do the things that they did, like Ruth. Even though I didn't go into the book of Ruth, but I mentioned her. And also Rahab the harlot. I went into her actions, that she believed the spies when they were searching out Jericho. And because of her belief, her household was saved from the slaughter when the walls came down. So that's what our women should want, is YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI and the men whom he have set up. Just as Penelope here in the movie The Odyssey wanted Odysseus. She didn't want nothing else. She wanted only Odysseus. That's it. All we want is YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. We don't want money. We don't want this crap. We don't want this stupid world. You women should be in the same spirit. You should want the kingdom just as much as we want the kingdom. You should want the Lord as much as we want him. You should want us to be at the top just as much as we want the Lord to reign. And all to bend the knee and acknowledge that he is Lord. So that's why I'm going through these different historical accounts and events of what happened and how women had to be strong. But the reason that they were strong is because the men that were round about them. And even when our men became weak at times, the Lord still had a remnant among those that believed in him. All right. And even gave women during times of horror and terror a manly stomach, like the mother in the Maccabees, which seen her 7 sons slain in the midst of one day, but yet held her own through the spirit because she trusted in the power that gives life and in the resurrection. Come on now. So with that, I will give you the 2 most important things you could ever know, even the name of our Heavenly Father and the name of his only begotten Son, the true and proper names in the ancient Paleo Hebrew, our language, the Lashwan QADASH, which means holy tongue, Lashwan meaning tongue or language, and QADASH meaning holy. Now these be the names that are written. The name of the Heavenly Father is YAHAWAH. Yah meaning he. Hawa meaning exists or is to be. He is. He exists. He, the existing one. For he is a rewarder of them that diligently seeks him. And in the name of his only begotten Son, who has a name that is above every name, given amongst men here on earth, to the Israelite man first, and also to the believers, consisting of women, children, helps of the prophets, and those that have faith, they will be calling upon that name, even that mighty name, the name YAHAWASHI. Yah meaning he, Hawashai meaning deliverer and savior. For that is exactly what he will come and do for the second time in physical form, yet as an angelic force. For we shall see him as he is, and we shall be like him. Okay. Now this is the book of Judith, chapter 14, verse 1. Then said Judith unto them, talking about the men of our nation, that once she had the head of Holofernes, the captain, that she knew that the men would be in disarray without their leader, without their head. Everything is going to fall apart. So she told the men, you already know what to do. But this is the spirit that was on her to say these things. Hear me now, my brethren, and take this head and hang it up upon the highest place of your walls. And so, soon as the morning shall appear, and the sun shall come forth upon the earth, take ye every one his weapons, and go forth every valiant man out of the city, and set ye a captain over them, as though ye would go down into the field toward the watch of the Assyrians, but go not down. Then they shall take their armor, and shall go into their camp, and raise up the captain of the army of Ashur, and shall run to the tent of Holofernes, but shall not find him. Then fear shall fall upon them, and they shall flee before your face. So ye and all that inhabit the coast of Israel shall pursue them and overthrow them as they go. But before you do these things, call me Achior, the Ammonite, that he may see and know him that despised the house of Israel, and that sent him to us as it were to his death. Then they called Achior out of the house of Ozias, and when he was come and saw the head of Holofernes in a man's hand in the assembly of the people, he fell down on his face, and his spirit failed. But when they had recovered him, he fell at Judith's feet and reverenced her, and said, Blessed art thou in all the tabernacles of Judah, and in all nations, which hearing thy name shall be astonished. Now, therefore, tell me all the things that thou hast done in these days. Then Judith declared unto him in the midst of the people all that she had done, from the day that she went forth until that hour she spake unto them. And when she had left off speaking, the people shouted with a loud voice and made a joyful noise in their city. And when Achior had seen all that the power of Israel had done, he believed in YAHAWASHI greatly, and circumcised the flesh of his foreskin. Because you got to remember, for any males to dwell among us, they were commanded to be circumcised. Not that he became an Israelite or anything, but even Abraham and the men of his house that he trained, they weren't Israelites or Hebrews, but they were circumcised in his house. See? Because in order for us to have servants and slaves dwelling among us, even from the other nations, they have to be circumcised. And if they want to partake in, their master's festivities or festivals like the high holy days that we hold, they will have to do such things, even though it don't pertain to them. But they might adhere to it like, damn, what does that mean? What is the Passover all about? Or what's the Feast of Weeks? And they might want to know all of that. But you have to be circumcised, right? As a male among us, right? But there you go. That's it. Now it says, where did that go? Oh, okay. It says, and he was joined unto the house of Israel unto this day. And as soon as the morning arose, they hanged the head of Holofernes upon the wall, and every man took his weapons and went forth by bands unto the straits of the mountain. But when the Assyrians saw them, they sent to their leaders, which came to their captains and tribunes, and to every one of their rulers. So they came to Holofernes' tent and said to him that had the charge of all his things, Waken now our Lord, for the slaves have been bold to come down against us to battle, that they may be utterly destroyed. Then when Bagoas, then went in Bagoas and knocked at the door of the tent, for he thought that he had slept with Judith. But because none answered, he opened it and went into the bedchamber and found him cast upon the floor, dead, and his head was taken from him. Ooh, damn. Imagine that sight, God. Therefore, he cried with a loud voice, with weeping and sighing, and a mighty cry, and rent his garments. After he went into the tent where Judith lodged, and when he found her not, he leaped out to the people and cried, These slaves have dealt treacherously. One woman of the Hebrews had brought shame upon the house of King Nebuchadnezzar, for behold, Holofernes lieth upon the ground without a head. When the captains of the Assyrians' army heard these words, they rent their coats, and their minds were wonderfully troubled. And there was a cry and a very great noise throughout the camp. Ooh, man. And when they that were in the tents heard, they were astonished at the thing that was done, and fear and trembling fell upon them. This is chapter 15, verse 2. It says, and fear and trembling fell upon them, so that there was no man that durst abide in the sight of his neighbor, but rushing out altogether, they fled into every way of the plain and of the hill country. They also that had camped in the mountains round about Bethulia fled away. Then the children of Israel, every one that was a warrior among them, rushed out upon them. Then sent Ozias to Bethel Mashthim, and to Bebai, and Kobai, and Kola, and to all the coasts of Israel, such as should tell the things that were done, and that all should rush forth upon their enemies to destroy them. Now, when the children of Israel heard it, they all fell upon them with one consent, and slew unto Kobai. Likewise also they that came from Jerusalem and from all the hill country, for men have told them what things were done in the camp of their enemies. And they that were in Gilad and in Galilee chased them with a great slaughter until they were past Damascus and the borders thereof. And the residue that dwelt at Bethulia fell upon the camp of Ashur and spoiled them, and were greatly enriched. And the children of Israel that returned from the slaughter, that had that which remained, and the villages and the cities that were in the mountains and in the plain, got many spoil, for the multitude was very great. Then Jehoiakim, the high priest, and the ancients of the children of Israel that dwelt in Jerusalem came to behold the good things that YAHAWAH BAHASHAM had showed to Israel, and to see Judith, and to salute her. And when they came unto her, they blessed her with one accord, and said unto her, Thou art the exaltation of Jerusalem. Thou art a great glory of Israel. Thou art a great rejoicing of our nation. Thou hast done all these things by thine hand. Thou hast done much good to Israel, and YAHAWAH BAHASHAM is pleased therewith. Blessed be thou of the Almighty Lord forevermore. And all the people said, So be it, which is amen, or amen. And the people spoiled the camp the space of 30 days. And they gave unto Judith Holofernes his tent, and all his plate, and beds, and vessels, and all his stuff. And she took it, and laid it on her mule, and made ready her carts, and laid them thereon. Then all the women of Israel ran together to see her, and blessed her, and made a dance among them for her. And she took branches in her hand, and gave also to the women that were with her. And they put a garland of olives upon her, and her maids that was with her, and her maid that was with her. And she went before all the people in the dance, leading all the women. And all the men of Israel followed in their armor, with garlands and with songs in their mouths. Woo! So all we want is YAHAWAH BAHASHAM. That's all we want. I'm going to play this clip.
Peace? Or do you want revenge?
I'm going to play it back.
Do you want peace? Or do you want revenge?
Woo! We want our enemies to be fucked up, man, because they through. This clown thought he was going to get our woman, but our woman played his ass and destroyed him and his army and his forces. So if there be any of you sisters out there that truly love YAHAWAH BAHASHAM and our nation, your beauty was given you not to be a boss babe or to get with some punk ass Edomite or some damn heathen, but your beauty was to show the heathen what they could never be and what they could never have, because you are of Israel. You are of the line of great men, royalty, regal men, warriors. And your lot in this life, if you are placed with a brother, and when you are placed with a brother, is to bear forth gods, kings, priests, and princesses. That is your lot. You are not to bear the seed of the heathen, of peasants, but of kings, of gods. And that's what we will be for all time, right? Judith did a great work, man, for our nation. Used her beauty to confound this damn nigga and destroyed his ass by her beauty. Our women in this age will have nothing to do with us, it seems like, but want to deal with the heathen. And the heathen ain't never been nothing at all, ever. So what you really want is Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai. What you really want is Israel. What you really want, you women folk, is an Israelite man. The Israelite man is the best man you're going to get on the planet Earth. How much more a man of the Lord, though? And Judith said it best. Those that fear the Lord are great at all times. She said it. All right? She said it. Then Judith began to sing this thanksgiving in all Israel, and all the people sang after her this song of praise. And Judith said, begin unto my God with timbrels, sing unto my Lord with cymbals, tune unto him a new psalm, exalt him and call upon his name. For Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai breaketh the battles. For among the camps in the midst of the people, he hath delivered me out of the hands of them that persecuted me. A shore came out of the mountains from the north. He came with 10,000s of his army, the multitude whereof stopped the torrents, and their horsemen have covered the hills. He bragged that he would burn up my borders and kill my young men with the sword and dash the suckling children against the ground and make my infants as a prey and my virgins as a spoil. But the Almighty Lord, Yahweh, hath disappointed them by the hand of a woman. You see that? For the mighty one did not fall by the young men, neither did the sons of the Titans smite him, nor high giants set upon him. But Judith, the daughter of Merari, weakened him with the beauty of her countenance. For she put off the garment of her widowhood for the exaltation of those that were oppressed in Israel, and anointed her face with ointment, and bound her hair in a tire, and took a linen garment to deceive him. Her sandals ravished his eyes. Her beauty took his mind prisoner, and the Phasian passed through his neck. The Persians quaked at her boldness, and the Medes were daunted at her hardiness. Then my afflicted shouted for joy, and my weak ones cried aloud, but they were astonished. These lifted up their voices, but they were overthrown. The sons of the damsel have pierced them through, and wounded them as fugitives, children. They perished by the battle of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai. I will sing unto the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai, a new song. O Lord, thou art great and glorious, wonderful in strength and invincible. Let all the creatures serve thee, for thou spakest and they were made. Thou didst send forth thy spirit and it created them. And there is none that can resist thy voice. For the mountain shall be moved. For the mountains, which are the governments, shall be moved from their foundations with the waters, which are the people, nations, and tongues. The rocks shall melt as wax at thy present. Talking about the day of the Lord when the missiles fly and the lasers come out of the ships, the chariots of Israel. Yet thou art merciful to them that fear thee, for all sacrifices too little for a sweet savor unto thee, and all the fat is not sufficient for thy burnt offering. But he that feareth the Lord, is the point, is the most beautiful point in this whole song. But he that feareth the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai, is great at all times. Woe to the nations that rise up against my kindred. The Lord Almighty, Yahweh, will take vengeance of them in the day of judgment, and putting fire and worms in their flesh, and they shall feel them and weep forevermore, or forever, Salakia. Now, as soon as they entered into Jerusalem, they worshiped the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai, and as soon as the people were purified, they offered their burnt offerings and their free offerings and their gifts. Judah also dedicated all the stuff of Holofernes, which the people had given her, and gave the canopy which she had taken out of his bedchamber for a gift unto the Lord. So the people continued feasting in Jerusalem before the sanctuary for the space of 3 months, and Judah remained with them. After this time, everyone returned to his own inheritance, and Judith went to Bethulia and remained in her own possession, and was in her time honorable in all the country. And many desired her, but none knew her all the days of her life. After that, Manasseh, her husband, was dead and was gathered to his people. But she increased more and more in honor, and waxed old in her husband's house, being 105 years old, and made her maid free. So she died in Bethulia, and they buried her in the cave of her husband Manasseh. And the house of Israel lamented her 7 days, and before she died, she did distribute her goods to all them that were nearest of kindred to Manasseh her husband. See, this is what a woman is supposed to do that really loved her husband. from her tribe, from her nation. You would give to his kindred. You would give to your kindred. You would give to those that were among you. And she said that her maiden was free. Most likely was an Israelite, because Israelites could have other Hebrews as servants and slaves, and then it would come to the year of Jubilee, or after 7 years, you would free them. And they would be good, because you would leave them with substance, right? So it says, and there was none that made the children of Israel any more afraid in the days of Judith, nor a long time after her death. So that's it. Let's play this.
Do you want peace? Or do you want revenge?
Woo! That's it. That's how much we want YAHAWASHI, and that's how much Judith and all the women of our nation wanted our men, my brethren, to win the wars against our enemies. When we were once a nation, we hated our enemies. The men hated our enemies. The women hated our enemies. The children hated our enemies. The elderly hated our enemies, because we knew who the fuck they were, and that they were never to be trusted. Never trust thine enemy. And even when it became civil war between us, if you went off against the Lord and the ones that the Lord set up, oh yeah, your head was taken from you straight up. But let me get that account after Absalom's his rebellion over the wall. Let me get that over the wall. You know, let's get that with my man Joab. Where is that? 2 Samuel. That's it. Start. Yep, here we go. This is 2 Samuel 20 and 1. And there happened to be there a man of Belial, which is the devil, Satan, whose name was Sheba, the son of Bichri, a Benjamite. And he blew a trumpet and said, we have no part in David, neither have we inheritance in the son of Jesse. Every man to his tents, O Israel. So every man of Israel went up from after David and followed Sheba, the son of Bichri. But the men of Judah clave unto their king, and from Jordan even unto Jerusalem. And David came to his house at Jerusalem, and the king took the 10 women, his concubines, whom he had left to keep the house, and put them in ward, because these are the ones that slept with Absalom before the people, and was trying to undermine David's authority. So David was like, get your ass out here, put their ass in the prison, and fed them, but went not in unto them. So he's like, he did good by him. Like, I'm gonna feed you. You gonna get a hot trot in the cot, but I ain't about to give you the rod though, no more, for what you have done. Right? It says, but went not in unto them, which means he didn't have sex with them no more, because of what they did with Absalom, even though Absalom was dead. But David was a man of principle, and nah, fuck that. Fuck you. You ain't shit. Fuck you. Right? So they were shut up unto the day of their death, living in widowhood. Dang. Then said the king to Amasa, assemble me men of Judah within 3 days, and be thou here present. All right, now this is where Joab was a damn demon, and he stabbed Amasa, because he didn't want Amasa to get the glory of what he's about to do by ending another rebellion, right? Because there's another rebellion. So I'm going to jump down to the point. Verse 13. When he was removed out of the highway, all the people went on after Joab to pursue after Sheba, the son of Bichri. And he went through all the tribes of Israel unto Abel and to Beth Maacha and all the Berites, and they were gathered together and went also after him. And they came and besieged him in Abel of Beth Maacha. And they cast up a bank against the city, and it stood in the trench. And all the people that were with Joab battered the wall to throw it down. Then cried a wise woman out of the city. See, there's a woman in the midst again that the Lord set up to really end this thing. You got to remember, this is civil war among us. After Absalom's rebellion ended, this new nigga tried to rise up and get him a fucking name or something, and he about to get his ass put down quickly. You know, women that were on point, the ick that they got was from a nigga being a demon. If you wasn't righteous and going after YAHAWASHI, the woman would take your ass out, man. They'd kill your punk ass if need be, like JL putting a nail through that nigga's head, all right, or Judith taking Holofernes' head off from him talking shit about what he gonna do to the Lord's people, you know, or Abigail stopping David in the way from slaughtering her foolish husband Nabal at the time. As many women were placed in certain situations to do what they need to do. Esther, Hadassah, being in the seat she was in to save our people from utter destruction. You know, it just is what it is, man. Every time. Mary Magdalene being the first one at the tomb to see the Lord risen, to go tell the disciples where all that was written and all that was said by YAHAWASHI was true, that he is the resurrection. Like, come on, man. Right? Now, reading on, it says, then cried a wise woman out of the city, Hear, hear, say I, pray you, unto Joab, come near hither, that I may speak with thee. And when he was come near unto her, the woman said, Art thou Joab? And he answered, I am he. Then she said unto him, Hear the words of thine handmaid. And he answered, I do hear. Then she spake, saying, They were wont to speak in old times, saying, They shall surely ask counsel at Abel. And so they ended the matter. I am one of them that are peaceable and faithful in Israel. Thou seekest to destroy a city and a mother in Israel? Why wilt thou swallow up the inheritance of the Lord? YAHAWASHI. And Joab answered and said, far be it from me that I should swallow up or destroy. The matter is not so. But a man of Mount Ephraim, Sheba, the son of Bichri, by name, have lifted up his hand against the king, even against David. Deliver him only, and I will depart from the city. And the woman said unto Joab, Behold, his head shall be thrown to thee over the wall. Then the woman went unto all the people in her wisdom, and they cut off the head of Sheba, the son of Bichri, and cast it out to Joab, and he blew a trumpet, and they retired from the city, every man to his tent, and Joab returned to Jerusalem unto the king. Now Joab was over all the hosts of Israel, and Benaniah, the son of Jehoiada, was over the Cherethites and over the Pelethites, and Adoram was over the tribute, and Jehoshaphat, the son of Ahilud, was a recorder, and Shiva was scribe, and Zadok and Abiathar were the priests, and Ira also, the Jairite, was a chief ruler about David. So there you go, man. Real quick. Just give me the dude's head and let this be over. Right? So it just goes to show you, you women folk have a very good role to play. If a nigga's being a demon and talking this shit, all you have to do is in your prayer saying, I'm for Israel. I'm peaceable, and I'm for Israel. I'm for the king. I'm for the well-being of Israel. And all you have to do, you see how Judith took a dude's head. You see how the woman went in her counsel, told the people of the city to take that man's head and throw it over the wall. You see, the taking of heads wasn't nothing new for our people in the ancient world, right? But even the women knew that, hey, if this dude is standing in the way of us and our peace, take his head from him. Very quick. It could be done. All right. No long time has to be wasted on the nigga such as this. Right. So the women, the elect women are going to be in the same mindset as the brothers, man. They're going to be down for Isaiah 4:1. A man having more than one, being fruitful and multiplying, being a wife of a Lord, being a wife of a brother, being a wife of a prophet, being a wife of a man of the Lord that wants world domination, that wants rulership and kingship. Because you already know women by nature are hypergamous. The highest men on the planet Earth is going to be the Israelite man. So if you already in good standing and you doing what you need to do as becoming a woman, then you're good. You're set. You are good. You are set. All right. So let me play this.
Do you want peace or do you want revenge? I know what this is.
Woo. Do you want peace or do you want revenge? As a nation, we want peace and revenge, and we're going to get it both. We're going to get both, man. But let me get Nabal dying and then David seeking after Abigail and taking her to wife. And it was just a done deal. It was done very quickly. It's a stone. Turn to stone. Stone, okay. No, it's in Samuel. So bear with me, brothers. Too far. Bear with me, brothers. Bear with me. There it is. I'll start right here. Verse 1 Samuel 25 and 33. And blessed be thy advice, and blessed be thou which has kept me this day from coming to shed blood, and from avenging myself with mine own hand. For in very deed, as the Lord power of Israel liveth, which have kept me back from hurting thee, except thou hadst hasted and come to me, or come to meet me, surely there had not been left unto Nabal by the morning light any that pisseth against the wall. So David received of her hand that which she had brought him, and said unto her, Go up in peace to thine house. See, I have hearkened to thy voice, and have accepted thy person. And Abigail came to Nabal, and behold, he held a feast in his house like the feast of a king. And Nabal's heart was merry within him, for he was very drunken. Wherefore she told him nothing less or more until the morning light. But it came to pass in the morning, when the wine was gone out of Nabal, and his wife had told him these things, that his heart died within him. As he probably came to himself like, well, David, oh, the one that slew the giant Goliath. The nigga just froze, dummy. You know what David is capable of. He the man that brought Israel in and came, went out with Israel and came in with Israel without any scar on him. And this is the man that was after the Lord's own heart. Like, come on now. So his heart died in him. He had a heart attack, so to speak. And he became as a stone, damn vegetable, through. And it came to pass about 10 days after that the Lord YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, smote Nabal, that he died. And when David heard that Nabal was dead, he said, Blessed be the Lord YAHAWAH BAHASHAM, that had pleaded the cause of my reproach from the hand of Nabal, and have kept his servant from evil. For the Lord YAHAWAH BAHASHAM have returned the wickedness of Nabal upon his own head. Now, for you certain women that left brothers and you wanted to give with some thug, ugly nigga in the world, hey, when he dies, everybody around him dies, and you die, then we gonna rejoice just like David did here. We gonna bless the Lord for him killing you, our enemy. All right, you left. You ain't got no hedge of protection from the man of the Lord that you once was with. You with that new nigga. So when you and him and all your seeds, if you got them, die, and everything that pertains to you is dead and taken, then we gonna bless the Lord and praise the Lord. We gonna pop bottles. But for you women that stick with us, all the blessings that we receive, you gonna get because you're of our household. Come on now. But Abigail wasn't, feeling no type of way about this nigga Nabal. She knew he was a damn fool. Like, you damn dummy. What the hell is going? Because she knew David was a man of the Lord. When a woman knows who a man of the Lord is and what a man of the Lord is capable of and what the Lord does concerning his men, she moves right by that man. Not like a fucking demon. Not wanting some fucking Tyrone clown ass thug nigga or some clown ass nigga on a podcast or some damn idiot that loves a fucking America, man. A woman is going to truly love a man of the Lord because he can get anything that these niggas can get. But he rather choose what the Lord wants him to do, so that he may reap forever the throne and the kingdom. Man, come on now. Be wise like this woman Abigail was. Okay? And when David heard that Nabal was dead, he said, blessed be the Lord YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM that have pleaded the cause of my reproach from the hand of Nabal, and have kept his servant from evil. For the Lord YAHAWAH BAHASHAM have returned the wickedness of Nabal upon his own head. And David sent and communed with Abigail to take her to him to wife. And when the servants of David were come to Abigail to Carmel, they spake unto her, saying, David sent us unto thee to take thee to him to wife. And she arose and bowed herself on her face to the earth and said, behold, let thine handmaid be a servant to wash the feet of the servants of my Lord. And Abigail hasted and arose and rode upon an ass with 5 damsels of hers that went after her. And she went after the messengers of David and became his wife. David also took Ahinoam of Jezreel, and they were also both of them his wives. But Saul had given Michal, his daughter, David's wife, to Palti, the son of Laish, which was of Galim. So Saul was a demon for taking David's actual woman and giving her to some other nigga. All right. But yet David, as his fame grew, acquired wives. So we're going to get wives, you sisters out there. You should just be aiming for number 1, being in that top bracket of the brothers. You know, his favorite. You know, like, I like her. She's number 1. This is my number 1. It's my go-to right here. But you gonna be a sister wife regardless, though. Just like in the business. You might have a secretary, but then there's an office of women that are all secretaries or they're clerks and shit like that. They tend to the timing and the billing and the filing and shit like that. They all have to work in the office together under one boss, under one CEO. They all get paid by the same guy. It's the same thing, but in the household sense. And you're going to be under good jurisdiction. You're going to be happy. You're going to be good. You're going to be well taken care of. Because women by nature are hypergamous. You're going to have the top guy. You're going to have the top G. All right? You're going to have a man of Israel. Call all you mla. Yahweh Shai. So I'm going to close out with that. Play this.
Do you want peace? Or do you want revenge? I want a distance!
Woo! That's what you women folks should want. I want an Israelite. I want a husband. Years ago, quick little story. Years ago, man, when we was in downtown LA still, one woman was crying out. She's like, Northern Kingdom chick too. Not bad looking at all. Just crying out, right? It's just, I need a husband. I need a husband. And came to the camp and we had to calm her down. Like, calm down, baby. You know, stay right there, you know, and listen to the word come out. And she found a liking to one particular brother on the camera. She's all laying up on the brother, and brother's kind of like, hey, back up, hey, we at camp, and we holding camp here. But she was so infatuated with this particular brother that was on the camera, it would just all made sense. Like, brother's like, hey, just leave the brother alone. She won't lay on him. You know, hey, brother, cool. All right, cool. And then after the camp, she was talking to the particular brother, you know, and whatever happened. But it just goes to show you how much she wanted a husband. She's like, I need a husband. But it was spiritual. And she went to the brother she wanted. And the brother was like, all right, hey, they stand right there, baby. Hey, we doing something. We conducting business. We doing the business of our Father, man. The brother was so focused on the work. And the brothers were so focused on the work that made the woman get into her order. She stopped crying. She stopped being sad and yelling and just listened. And then everything went cool after that. But it just goes to show you that she knew in her insanity or whatever, but she was hysterically just screaming out. And she said, I need a husband. I need a husband. And then came up to the camp and grabbed one of the brothers, like literally grabbed the bro and laid on his shoulder and sniffing and crying and wiping her eyes and just laying on the bro. So there you go. You women folk that's out there on the comment boards and shit and playing and ain't helping brothers, man. Brothers need help out here. Brothers ain't got no woman. Brothers is doing everything on their own. We got the brotherhood, obviously. We got the Lord, Yahweh Shai. That's great. That's all we need. But like, come on now. We need a help me. You women are our help me. That's why you were created. But a lot of you damn broads out there want to go after these niggas in this world and do everything these fucking clowns want you to do. But brothers need help. We fighting the wars on your behalf for a kingdom for our people. And you ain't even coming to show your face. Shoot your shot. So that it may be an ease and a burden off a brother's shoulders. Like, goddamn. You know? But we already know Isaiah 4:1. So if you don't make your self to be known, then the Lord gonna discard of your ass and he gonna give us what we need. We already know that. It's written. But if you a sister on the comment board and you know about brothers and where we be at, shoot your shot and become that brother's woman. That's why I gave that example. There's a woman that nobody know. She just came out of nowhere crying and yelling and wailing and weeping and said she needed a husband, came up to the camp, listened to the words of the Lord that came out and got the brother that she wanted. Laid upon the brother. Kind of like how Ruth was at the feet of Boaz and then he covered her with his skirt. I was like, all right, yeah, you belong to me. You all right, man. Go ahead, lay down. It was just like that. You know? Said the brother wasn't laying down. He was standing up. But she kind of like put herself under his yoke. So I just wanted to give that example. But hey, shoot your shot, you sisters out there. Don't be playing these fucking games saying you're going to wait to the very fucking end. Get the fuck out of here. Even the women that brothers might got right now might just be for this season to get the brothers to that threshold of Jacob's trouble, the MOTB, World War III, and then the Lord going to discard these men's wives that they had children and shit with. Lord don't give a fuck about that. He took Ezekiel's wife. Just as Saul sent Michal to somebody else, David gained more wives. So if you don't shoot your shot now, you're going to be discarded and the Lord going to remove your ass and give the brother who he really needs. And it ain't going to just be one. It's going to be more than one. So if you know what fucking time it is, don't wait. Because we're going to see right through your ass. We're going to be able to discern. We are businessmen, are we not? We have the rights to fire your ass. Like, get out of here. You're done. You ain't going to work in this time. You're fired. But I need this job. You're fired. Get out. Pack your things and leave. Get out. You going to be replaced, man. Just like us men, we moving and we trying to secure our seat by doing everything we can to be on the Lord's good side. You women should be doing the same fucking thing. Because if you ain't, your ass is going to be replaced. So I'm going to end it there, man. You got to be just like Penelope is in this scene. I want Odysseus. You should be. I want an Israelite man. I want a husband. Do what the fuck you got to do then.
Do you want peace? Or do you want revenge? I want Odysseus!
That's it. So with that, I'm going to close out, giving all praises, glory, and honor unto YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH, by whom we do function. Double honors unto my apostles, my elders, and my teachers at Great Millstone that rule well and continue to do so. Salutations, peace, and blessings unto the hopeful elect, that house of David. To you brothers out there fighting this good fight of faith, keep it up. To you sisters doing that which is becoming of women, Shalawam. And to those that are addicted unto this ministry, I say Shalawam. On to the next one. Shalawam.